Yeah, so I have this cheat sheet with me, which I
Yeah,
probably like use it every time I build things or whenever I start learning about integrations. So I'll probably share it with you after this. You can
yeah,
go through it. I don't want to explain all this because since you told that you have worked on it, but the reason that I'm showing this is because uh, every questions that you are going to get in terms of integration in that particular thing is based on this PDF, the design guidelines and everything is what exactly the question is going to be. For example, the platform events, and then it can goes up to change data capture, what type of API it is, and what type of outbound messages is all about. So this actually helps you to kind of connect a connected app based approach and everything, which is you're going to look into it shortly. I have this cheat sheet. It's pretty big one. You can refer it, and it has also some codes and everything, and the integration pattern and everything. It's going to be pretty useful for you. I'll share it after this session one. This one. Okay. So we are directly jumping into the set of questions that you will be asked. So here it says a large business to consumer is planning to implement Salesforce CRM, and enterprise below is B2C custom landscape, and this is the landscape diagram that you have: sales, quoting, email, and marketing and social system. So the question is that which three system can be like retired with this implementation. So you see, I have marked the answer because I have verified it and I have learned it. So I have marked the answer. There are few answers which are incorrect. You should always go with the answers which are marked something like this. So it means email, sales, and case management can be like retired because you have email marketing and sales within the Salesforce ecosystem itself. So you don't have to use the existing system. So that's what it means. So you can like retire it. Whereas you can't retire order management. Order management is like actually an external system. So you can't do it. So the most close answer is this one in this particular case.
mm,
So you do not have to worry about the answers because I have the answers, and here you see it is a snapshot which is taken quite recently by one of the associates I have, and you could see that it's close to averaging close to 85 to 90 percentage. So that's more than enough to pass the exam, and here the pass percentage is somewhere between 60-65 if I'm not wrong for integration architect. So that's well and good. So yeah, so here, I mean, one thing I wanted to tell you before I jump in is that every question is going to be so long that you could see it's not a straightforward, a simple question. There has to be a scenario in the background which kind of helps you to understand what they are actually saying. So this will take more than an hour if I actually kind of explain everything in a section by section. So I would kind of fast track it. There are few questions which did not have the diagram. Right here in this question, if you see the diagram below typifies the application's combined use of synchronous and asynchronous, but if you see below, there is no diagram at all. So that is because you will have three set of questions: set 1, set 2, and set 3. So in all the three set of questions, you can see questions that are like repeated more often, and this question will be in some other set with the proper diagram and everything. So you don't have to worry about it. Just focus on the question and mark these answer right away. That helps you to clear the exam, right? I'll show you if
mm.
that question comes up. Few questions are not here in this particular set, but it is there in some other set. I'll show you everything actually.
Yeah,
So now here it says that needs to secure integration with external micro Azure API gateway. So which integration mechanism should be employed? Here they have given B as the answer. And if I would have gone with B, It's like configure mutual server authentication with two-way SSL using CA signed. I mean, of course, it's possible. But even before this, you need a very basic step that is called a connected app, which is why option A, configure a connected app with authorized endpoint of API gateway and configure OAuth settings. Inside this OAuth setting is where you actually give your your certificate and all those things. So B cannot be the answer, and C, obviously it says use an API only user profile and implement external identity with federated API. All these are possible. How? Only if there is a connected app exists. So here the question is, an external system is trying to get into Salesforce. So how does it do it? The first step is you need a connected app. That is basic. So that's what it says. You need to configure a connected app for this particular thing. So you will be asked either 65 or 60 questions depending on the set. You have three sets. Your question is going to be either in one of these sets, and it's the same question that was repeated. Okay. What should be an integration architect recommend to Northern Trailheads to use SSL mutual authentication? Okay, if you need SSL mutual authentication, you need to enforce SSL and TSL mutual authentication. You can't use CA certificate. Why? Because CA certificate is different from SSL based approaches. So hence, any integration that follows SSL pattern should also enforce the SSL in Salesforce side. That's what it means. You can't use a certificate when your external system supports SSL. So whatever they support, we have to use the same thing. That's what it means. Okay, it's performed to do nightly loads into Salesforce for an external system with Java application using bulk API. CA is curious about monitoring. Perfect. So here it says that in Salesforce there is a bulk API. How does an external system monitor? Well, uh, there is something called get batch info. Get batch info is basically one of the methods which is available in batch, which an external system can use it to get the status of the current job. So set debug to finest level, well, can be done, but only within the Salesforce, right? Only who has access to Salesforce can able to go there and see it. So, and here also it says create a like report on object. I mean, that's not going to help. So if external system wants, they can hit an API with get batch info and probably get the data. So that's even more simple. So that's
Yeah.
the answer. So here, Northern Trial is seeking to improve performance and security outbound integrations from Salesforce to on-premise. What should integration consider before recommending solution? Okay. So they are trying to improve a performance of an outbound integration, which means from Salesforce to any external system. So they are asking what is the best recommendable solutions to use to make sure the performance and security is obviously good. So in terms of performance and security, default gateway restrictions doesn't make sense. That is no way a product or something. Shield platform encryption is useful whenever you want to encrypt certain fields or certain metadata or something. Here we are not doing it. Rather, we are trying to use external gateway products in use, which means they are simply implying that there could be a middleware or an external product that helps you to connect to your uh, destination system that could act as something that gives you a security based and performance based approach. So that's what they are implying it. So here the question is framed, what could be the best performance and security based approach. So here it's actually pretty blind, that you don't have proper proper answer here in this particular question. But since there is a keyword that says, okay, you can't we use some external products to get it done, okay, because that's the most viable approach, because the other two option doesn't make sense. So that's why option A is the right one. And yeah, Northern, need to present shipping costs and estimated delivery to its customers. Shipping services used vary region by region, have similar but distinct service request. Okay, cool. So here the requirement is they have some shipping costs and each has their own type of services. So the right answer is B, because ESB is basically an external based system that helps to determine which shipping service one has to use to get the required things done. So you can let this again, you can let an external system decide which request that you want to hit based on some business logic. Whereas if you go with Apex, no, yes, you can do it, but it's just that it is complex. And option C, with just collecting it, it's not sufficient. With option B, we are making an external, that is a middleware kind of thing to actually get things done. So that's where ESB actually stands and helps us. So next goes with the use case ESR. Oh, it's pretty big question. What integration architect recommend for this integration? It says service upgrade, customer credit card details, CSR receives payment. Okay, it's basically a payment. Payment gateways, external RESTful service that B2C subscribed for. What is C? Great. That question is not here. Like I said, you will have these set of questions, but you don't have to worry. It will be there in another sets. You have set 1 and 2. So there, if you go, you will have a same set of questions. So we will come back if, and we'll check the same set of questions. Okay, so here it says that the enterprise needed sales and service associates to use, say, Salesforce to view and log interactions with customer and product. They have their dedicated marketing system and ERP and everything, which is the best solution. So here, all the questions are like, which should be the best solution or which is the best way of approaches. So here you can have Salesforce with the relevant marketing and ERP information within the Salesforce ecosystem itself, or else you need an external system for marketing and another external system for ERP, and then Salesforce can connect both too. But that doesn't make sense because Salesforce itself has marketing cloud and can store all the CRM related stuff. So option B makes more sense. When user actually, this set of question is one that they have asked me. The one said the reason I have gone with set 3 is because set 3, all the 65 questions, it did not change anything. There's only one question that got changed. I don't remember it, but that was pretty straightforward. It was about streaming API and stuff. But
Mm.
these are the exact set of questions that was asked in my when I have given the exam. So here it says which integration pattern should be selected to meet the conditions. It says check preferences as a part of Lightning Flow. Okay, they wanted to integrate Lightning Flow. So in Lightning Flow, it means that flow preference from external loss, the RESTful service is open to Boolean and string value data types. Okay, which means they are expecting some kind of like response in return. So data virtualization, no, it's just a copy of your, not copy, it's just a virtualized thing that you show via external objects, but that can't be an answer because you need request and response. C, remote call in, yeah, that makes sense with REST composite resources. But if you see, since the question says it has to be done with flow has something called flow itself has API call in call out. In the like recent updates, you could do integration directly with flow. So there it's going to be like request and like replay based approaches. Why not remote call in? Is because in the remote call in, you can do remote calling with flow, but the problem is you will not get the like response. It's just one way. It's just we send a request and we don't wait for the like response. So here we need the responses in real time, right? So that's what it says. So hence you have to go for request and reply based approaches. So that's why option C is the right answer. As usual, I don't think so. This question is also here. It will be there in some other thing, so we can look into it. Okay, so here it says that they need to look for an encryption methodology. So in Salesforce, there's only one thing that helps you to do, that's called shield platform encryption. So you can go with shield platform encryption and probably configure your security parameters there directly. So this question is actually says that you have 10 different trainers. So I'll just brief you this question. It says that uh, before a trainer is validated, the trainer is validated from 10 different sources. So all the 10 sources has to be verified to make it as it's a verified trainer. So how do you send a call out to 10 different external services, get all their response, every 10 should be verified, only then the trainer is made as verified. You can't go with Apex, it's going to annoy. Oh damn. Yeah, you can't go with Apex because Apex is super hard. So you could go with the middleware based approach that handles 10 different verification services. Middleware will handle the business logic of consolidating verification result from 10 services, then make a call into Salesforce and update verification to verified. You can do this with Apex, with Future. I'm not saying option C is not the right. See, here it says option C, but I did not go for option C because it's so damn complex that you need to send a call out to 10 different services using your class, then store your result somewhere and validate all the 10, whether if it's valid, then mark it as success. That's too much complexity to handle. So which means you need to integrate your Apex logic in such a way, you need to hit those 10 different URL get responses. For that you need to have access token, security configurations. It's possible, I'm not saying it's not. The reason why I felt option A is much better, because why not let middleware do, that's their intended purpose, right? So that's what I have gone with the option A, even though in here in the things that they have shared me, option C is the one that they have marked. So I'll go with option A. So which is why I have marked you these answers in everything. So you don't, I don't even want you to probably, go and search the answers one by one, because it took 3 weeks just to figure out which answer to it, because you have three sets. So one set 1 week. So that's why I knew that I don't have to read these questions, because I have already given it my 3 weeks of time to figure out which is the answer.
Mm.
So here also it says A as the answer, but no, I'll go with B. Why? Because here in the question, uh, here it says that you need to have a Apex REST API which is used for testing. So here it says in the last line you could see that Apex REST API clients unit test confirm adherence to RAML spec. So meaning the Apex test classes that we like that is there, it should respect the integration procedure. None of this option makes sense, because in testing, if you want to write an Apex call out, then you need to write probably it in test context. You can't write it in your regular Apex way, and that's what all the other options says. So option B is the only one that asks you to write it in test context, and that's the more relevant answer.